Okay, part two of when my first son father had me become friends with a woman he was having XEX with. Yeah. So I left after that, and went to my mom's house. And I told my mom what occurred. And she asked me, did I want her to tell my brothers? And I told her no, because I didn't want them to do anything to him, to just leave it alone. She was like, okay. But I told her so she could be aware of what was going on in my household. So the girl he gave the girl my mom's phone number. And so um, she had called, the stripper girl had called. I won't call her the stripper girl, but that was her profession, and she was okay with it, and it was nothing wrong with what she was doing. But she had called, and she was like, "Can I please speak with you?" And I was like, "Are you serious? Like, no, are you serious? You pretended to be my friend, and y'all was playing in my face. Y'all was playing with me all along." I was like, wow, I really thought you was a cool person. I really thought like you was a real good friend and stuff, but clearly you wasn't. You just was using me to cover it up so that it could look okay with you and your husband. She said, no, that's not it. Like, we didn't intentionally go in to do that. I said, but when he had you start hanging out with me, you guys was already being intimate and having, y'all little meetings and rendezvous and stuff. And she was like, I didn't know that, that it was going to continue like that. I thought it was going to be like a one night stand. But then, like, when I started hanging out with you, I really liked you. And, and I told him that I don't think we should like do it anymore and stuff. I was like, that's really not true. Because when y'all was on the phone and I was outside my apartment, I heard the whole conversation of what he was saying. And y'all was planning on y'all next meetup. He just told you because I had threatened to tell her husband. And again, this woman had 5 kids and she was a nice looking woman. Don't get me wrong. No shade, no tea on her part. She was light skinned and, she was a stripper and she had curly hair and, and things like that. She was not a not attractive woman. But my thing was, like, you married with a whole husband who sit at home and take care of your kids, because she was not taking care of her kids. She was too worried about being with my first son father. And I was like, how y'all think y'all this gonna work? This not gonna work. Everybody gonna find out. She just was begging me like, please don't call my husband. I'll leave him alone. I won't talk to him no more. And I was telling her like, me and him is like done. I don't want to be with him no more. And she was like, he called me crying, saying that he want to still have this relationship. I was like, I don't see how, So then me and her hung up, and I told her I would not call her husband, but she needs to fix it and do what she needs to do because she got a whole husband and 5 beautiful kids. So he got his mom calling me. He's trying to say we are family. He begging, he's pleading, like he doing all this, like no joke. So I finally went back to the house, to our apartment, and I was like, you gonna get mad at me and pour some on me because of what you had done. That don't even make sense. And he was still apologizing. It'll never happen again. I won't hang out with her no more. And crazy thing, like she pretty much like disappeared in the wind. It was so weird. It was, yeah. I'm just leave it like that. Like it was so weird. She may have one last call, and she told me I wish we could have stayed to be friends, and that she was sorry and thanked me for not calling her husband. And I told her I'm not finna mess up no happy home. That's not what I'm trying to do, and that's not what I'm going to do. And she still asked, could we still be friends? I declined that offer and told her like, no, I do not want to be your friend. You should just go fix your marriage and go be with your husband and take care of your 5 kids. And she did. She disappeared. And he was really trying to be a good man to the best of his ability of what he know of to be, a good man to be. So he was trying and I wasn't tripping. So, yeah. That's how it went. Thanks for listening. Bye.